So the devotees on request, we are going to take a dip in the Ramayana or the Shri Ram Charitramanas. Remember again, devotees, there are so many scriptures in Hinduism, 4 Vedas, 6 Shastras, 18 Purans, 108 Upanishads, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Dharam Shastra, Ruti, Smritis, and so on. However, it was realized by the seers and saints of Dharma of ancient time, this age of Kali Yuga will come by once more. Remember, it's not the first Kali Yuga we are living in, but devotees, the 20th age of Kali Yuga. And in this age, devotees, man will not possess the pure intellect. Man will not have good memory. Man, devotees, will not be able to get the true interpretations of these oceans of knowledge. Hence, the Divine Lord inspired the pious soul, Sant Mahatma Tulsidas, to extract the essence of every scripture. And when the Lord came on earth as Shri Ram, which we are going to celebrate and observe on Saturday, the teachings he left, the pathways he treaded, the actions he performed, Tulsi condensed it into this Ramayana. Lord Shiva put his authentic stamp on it, Satyam Shivam Sundaram. It is the truth. It is most beautiful and very auspicious, this Ramcharitramanas. So devotees, upon Mount Kailash, sitting under the most serene and pure atmosphere of the banyan tree, Bhagavan Shankar is ever engrossed in the recitation of the Ramayana. Who is his ardent listener? His own spouse, Parvati Devi. Who is Parvati Devi? Another projection of the divine goddess Durga. Who is Durga Devi? Bhagavan or God has 2 main aspects, Nirgun and Sargun. Okay? This Nirgun aspect of God is where the Lord, Binupagachale Suno Binukana Karabu Kare Karama Vidhanana. The Lord sees without eyes, hears without ears, speaks without a mouth, perform actions without feet, without hands, and move without feet. That abstract energy, or the spirit, then, devotees, is called Nirgun Brahman. Now, if I ask you to concentrate on God and God do have any form, it's difficult. Who is able to do it? The yogis and the ascetics and the Himalayas. You see, they awaken all the chakras of kundalinis, lift the life force to the highest point, the pineal gland here, and they communicate with the Lord in that state called Mahasamadhi. But we are not yogis. We are householders. Are we left out? No. Bhagavan projects his energy forth and creates form, Mahavishnu. Right? And we can attribute Bhagavan Vishnu, Sankha Chakra Gada Pachmadmala Vibhushitam. You see, devotees, when this universe was to be created, Bhagavan put into play the 5 gross elements of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. But nothing was happening. He infused into it the 3 categories of qualities, Sato, Rajo, Tamagun. Nothing was happening. Something was missing to jumpstart creation. And that which was missing was the creative energy of the Lord called Ada Shakti, which is represented in the form of feminism. And only when Ada Shakti was infused, motion started to take place. If Ada Shakti, or that creative energy, is withdrawn, the universe will freeze. It can't function without it. And that Ada Shakti, as I said, is represented in the form of feminism. The main aspect of that feminine aspect projected is Goddess Durga. And from Durga, devotees, other projections come. Lakshmi, Saraswati, Mahakali, Parvati, Gauri, and so on. Right? 3 main ones are known as Mahakali, Lakshmi, and Saraswati, coming from Durga. Each one again projects 3 more as 9. You see it? And so you have so many manifestations in this manner. But the universe cannot function without that Ad Shakti. The Devatas cannot operate without the Devis. You see it? The human race cannot function without the feminine partner. And they tell you behind every successful man is who? The good lady. And you see any tell that? Behind every successful man is the good lady. He has the needs for procreation to take place, for your species to go on. In every strata of the animal kingdom, 84 lakh yoni, that other partner, the feminine partner, has to be there, which is representation of Adi Shakti, in order for the species to go on. Even plants, devotees, pollination cannot take place in plants if you do have that other part. And let us go on to the scientific part now. Even a battery cannot operate on one pole alone. You ever thought of that? That other is representing that Adi Shakti there for motion to take place. You see it? That main form is Durga Devi. And it tells us in the scripture, whenever Bhagwan comes upon earth, in order to accomplish his mission, Adi Shakti has to come. Right? He cannot carry the mission without that better half in this way. And those manifestations we look at in Ramayana Katha tonight, that very same Devi Mata Durga will project her energy and come upon earth to serve her Lord as Shri Ram. And who devotees is that Adi Shakti in that form? No other than Goddess Sita Devi herself. Sita was no ordinary. When a divinity comes, a divinity is not born. A divinity appears. When mission accomplishes, Antardhan, they vanishes from this devotees, this, earth. Now, in the age of Treta Yuga, Ravan devotees again terrorizing the earth, looking upon Bhagwan Vishnu as his enemy, taking away Lankapuri from his half-brother Kubir, and ruling over the race of demons called the Rakshasas, ordering them to go north. North is India. You see, anywhere that have puja, go ahead and stop it. Right? Because he conquered the Devatas and had them chained in Lanka. That was the power of Ravan. Are Ravan ki bardani, Ravan mare na mare. Brahma ji bardani, Brahma gave him that boon. He cannot die except by a human or a monkey, and he feared not. So he thought he couldn't die. Destroy everything religious in nature. All the holy priests and them, get rid of them. Go in people's house, take what you want. Take the young girls and then bring them back as your spoils to Lankapuri. And so they move on, devotees, in this manner. Now what happened? It was becoming so terrible and unbearable. Okay? With all this torture taking place. Although Ravan was cursed on many occasions and humiliated and this and that, as we say, did not shame them. You know what he do? He started to levy taxes, heavy taxes on the citizens, and more so on the saints and the sages. Now, our saint devotees, these fellas don't work because they're not materialistic, right? And you come in to tax them. You understand? Where they getting money from and this and that? When they could not get, they used to extract blood from them. Because the demons were cannibals, all right? And when they come, they will hurt up their hand and this and that and all these things and so on. So one year, around April 30th is taxation, and in April month, right? Taxation time was coming. So the saints of them said, look, when these demons come, they rough off us too much. They extracted their own blood and they filled it in a container, waiting for the tax collectors to come. So Shankar Bhagwan is in Parvati. Listen what happened when they reached. They said, oh, tax collectors, you don't have to have the trouble. We already extracted the blood. Take this blood and carry it to your king, Ravan, and tell him this. Ghata urghata chaye ko yako Sahita sakala parivar Ho Rama sahita sakala parivar Doot turant ghat le gaye Lankapati darbaad siya Pati Ramchandra ji ki jai Sharanam. Shankar bole ki Parvati Devi, listen. दूतों के सौत पर को ज्ञान को मुनियों के कि कोमल को बानी से कहा कि रावण यहाँ घड़ी देखा कथा की होता है take this container of blood to your king Ravan and tell him this is our taxes. And by the time again devotees, how you call it, go and tell him this container of blood, घात को करते ही परिवार सहित को तुम्हारा नाश हो जाएगा, दो तुरंत रावण को दरबार को घट मिलेगा, ये की होता है. But tell him by the time this container of blood is empty, his whole race of demons will destroy, and he himself. So quickly, messengers took the Gharan or the container to Ravan. And when they related to Ravan, first of all, he was very, very happy. We have weakened the saints and sages. We will weaken the devatas, and we will eventually get to Lord Vishnu. But when they related to him, devotees, what had happened? What the sages had said. Look at what he did. Ravana ghatala ki param pulasa tabdutan moni vajan prakasha Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Jai
Rama Shri Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama
Suni Muni Srap Rama Suni Muni Srap Ujar Ura Dao Bola Ghatanaya Utar Jao Jai Ram Shri Rama Jai Ram Shri Rama Jai Ram Shri Rama Jai Jai
Rama Shri Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama
Ravan ko घरे को देखकर को बड़ा प्रसन्न हुआ है. When he saw the blood, he was real happy, right? तब को दूते कहा कि महाराज, but when he heard the messengers calling him, O king, यहाँ घट घरते ही को आपको को बंस न रहेगा है. मुनियों को श्राप सुनकर मन में दुखों की बोला कि आपको घर लेकर को उत्तर दिशा में जाओ की होता है. But when they told them, when the messengers told him about the curse pronounced on this container of blood, which the saints had given to the messengers to bring to him as tax, he get frightened one time, because the words of the sages do fail. So Ravan thinking quickly, here's something. Take this container of blood and go in the north direction. Now look at the geographical setting, eh? North is where? From Lanka, India. Ravan did not like King Janak, because one time they had a serious, it's a Sanskrit or Gita or some debate in Mount Kailash, and Janak had won it. And because of that, Ravan, you know, you're wrong and you're strong, Ravan could not accept defeat. So he hated King Janak for that. So what he told them, take the container of blood, Janak and I do get along, go and bury it in his kingdom. So the messengers took the blood. O Nahara Balawan. You know to say what is the osmosis and cannot was? Look what was happening in Janakpuri, Mithila Desh. Hari 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 Iksha Rama Hari Iksha Tak Parto Dukala Aya Sab Jeev Jeev Bihala Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai
Rama Shri Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama
Janaka Yagya Rama Janaka Yagya Rachana Tathaya इसी प्रकार के शंकर भगवान से हरि इच्छा तह पर तो दुकाला. What is the ismos is? भगवान के इच्छा के वहां को एक समय महाकाल परा और को बिना जल के सबको जीव विहार हो गई की होता है. At that time there was a severe famine and drought in Janakpur. People were dying, animals were getting thin and weak, vegetation, devotees were nearly to nothing in this manner. And with a state of suffering devotees, what happened? कि जब इसी प्रकार को जनक जीवा को वृष्टि होने पर लिए यज्ञ किया और सुवर्ण के हल को हाथ में चलाया कि होता है. King Janak devotees, as a concerned leader of his people, he went to the astrologers. What can we do to break the spell of this dry weather? And he was advised that he should make a golden plow, suvarn, right? A golden plow. And together with his queen Sunaina, they should plow the land. And by plowing the land, the drought will come to an end, bringing rainfall in this manner, where things will come back normal. So it so happened, the king devotees got this plow made. And together with the queen, they are about to begin to plow the land. Just like long ago, the Apaches in America and other places, even in India, if you go to like Rajasthan and so on, you will see where they're doing certain rites and rituals for rain to fall, you know, because they live in right near the desert. Right now, you have to do no ritual here for him. You see, so we bless and Trinidad devotees. So there are rites and rituals and so on you can do to break certain spells in this manner. So while Janak and Sunaina was about to plow the land, look what happened. भूमि विदारण होत के जग मंगल दातार ओ रामा जग मंगल दातार प्रगटो सिंहासन सुभगा अद्भुत तेज अपार सिया पति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरण चारिस की चारों तरफा लीन हमूर छलहार हो रामा लीन हमूर छलहार मध्य विराजति भूमि जा पावन जी गुणगात सिया पति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम. As they about to plow the land, as if the plow hooked on something, पृथ्वी विधान कर होते ही जगत में आनंद सुंदर को सिंहासन प्रकट हुआ है. A strange phenomenon took place there. Suddenly the earth just opened, and as the earth opened, devotees, from within the earth emerged a most brilliant and radiant throne, a सिंहासन. इसी प्रकार को जिसका पार को अनुभूत की होता है, अनंत सिंहासन प्रकट हुआ है. Right? Words cannot describe it, devotees, and even the brilliance emanating from it too cannot be fathomed in words. Char sakhi charo tarafa. On the singhasan, there were 4 maids attending with fans in their hand. इसी प्रकार को मध्य में भूमि जा, भूमि का पुत्री की होता है. Mother Earth was sitting in the human form on that throne, and in her arms she was holding a little baby girl. इसी प्रकार को शोभायमान थी, very beautiful and auspicious, जिसके गुण का कथा पवित्र की होता है. Who could really, devotees, find words to explain this? Usually Saint Parvati, with bhakti you will see it. With that devotion you'll visualize it, image it and imagine it, devotees. So Janak and Sunaina, they are standing there up dumbstruck. All right? And what happened, devotees? Let us see. देखी भी कभी नयत बताने भई तुरंत कन्या सुखदानी. जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम.
सखी सहित सिंह आसन सन सोए सखी दस हित सिंहासन सोए अंतर भयो चकित सब कोई ओ जय राम श्री रामा
जय जय रामा श्री राम जय रामा जय जय रामा
ओ मंगल भवना अमंगल हारी
मंगल भावना मंगल हारी
ओ द्रवो सुदशरथ अजीर बिहारी जय राम श्री रामा
जय जय रामा श्री राम जय रामा जय जय राम
शंकर बोले पार्वती देवी मन वचन कर्म सुनो. Listen as I related to you. जनक and सुनैना in all astonishment there. जब यहाँ देखकर को जान की बेनती की है. What happened? Seeing them devotees, they bowed. और भूमि जात तुरर को सुखदायक कन्या हो गया. Mother Earth handed the baby girl to Queen Sunaina. फिर वहां सिंहासन सखियों सहित अंतर्धान हो गया है. Then the throne with Mother Earth on it and the four attendants went back down into the earth, and the earth closed back as if nothing had happened there. और सब कोई चकित हो गई है. You know, when I was a dream, but evidence is a little baby girl now. This baby girl, you see, a Bhagwan though born like you and me. The Lord appears. Devi Mata was not born. Sita was not born like us then. She appeared from within the earth devotees. The Singhasan went down. And so devotees, the baby started to cry. उसका रोना सुनकर को सुनैना रानी सुखपान को गोदी में उठा की होता है. So Naina started to pet the child. Hold the godi when the holy child, you know, the very arm here, the petting the child and so on. जान की नाम पवित्र रखा और फिर नारद आकर सीता की होता है. Then what happened, devotees? King Janak said, a nice name for her is to call her Janki. So they put her name Janki. But what happened? Narayan, 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 Bhaju Bana Narayan. Somebody came there. Naam jaan ki dharato punita Narad aayega o sab sita. Jai Ram
Shri Rama Jai Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama
जनक सुतानित बारहति कैसे जनक सुतानित बारहति कैसे सुकुल पक्ष कर चंदा जय से जय राम श्री रामा
जय जय रामा श्री राम जय रामा जय जय रामा
श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा
श्री राम जय राम
जय जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा ओ जय राम
श्री राम जय जय रामा श्री राम जय रामा
ओ जय जय राम. Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. Narad Muni appeared. Right? And Narad told them, he said, फिर नारद जी को आकर सीता कहाँ की हाथ होता है. a more befitting name for this child, called her Sita. So she ended up with two names. Janak put her name Janki, and Narad put her name Sita. Now, what is the name of the name? What is the meaning of the name Sita if your name is Sita? If you check the dictionary, you'll get it's the marks made by that of a plow. Remember, Janak and Sunaina were going to plow the land when the earth opened. So due to that, she appeared, and he said a more fitting name will be Sita Devi. So happy devotees, they returned. That spell of the drought came to an end. इसी प्रकार के जानकी शुक्ल पर को चंद्रमा को समान को नित्य प्रीति बरता की होता है. This child started to grow. You know, like if you didn't grow in much. She grew like the phases of the moon. Very bright devotees, energetic, loving, caring, all these things and so on. इसी प्रकार स्त्री पुरुष बालक को बुढ़ते को और को जवान को है उन सबको प्रणाम प्राण से को अधिक को प्यारी की होता है. She was loved by the young, by the old, by male, by the female. Everybody loved this child, Sita or Janki. And growing up devotees in the state as the faces of the moon, could you imagine the happiness? She is Devi herself there in this human form. So devotees, what happened? Janak was so happy with Sunaina, things going nice. He decided to do some extra devotion to Bhagwan Shankar. एक समय जनक जी को शिव जी भगवान बड़ा तप किया है. शिव जी आकर कहा कि तब राजा हाथ जोड़कर विनती करी की होता है. Having prayed and devoted to Shankar Bhagavan, who is the all-merciful Lord that grants desires of the heart, Lord Shiva appeared to him. And he said, I am pleased with your devotion. Please ask what you wish. So what he said, Nata japa hoti na rahe na jehi Sruti jehi neti bakhan ho Rama Sruti jehi neti bakhan Jehi dekhi nijanay maye Yah vardhan anasiya Pati Ram Chandra Ji jai sharanam. इसी प्रकार को तुम जिनका को रात दिन में को जप करते हैं और को वेद को जिनका नेति नेति कहा कर बखान करते हैं उन ईश्वर को प्रत्यक्ष देखकर यहाँ कीजिए और कुछ हो की होता है. I am pleased with your devotion. Oh, Shankar Bhagavan is saying here, what do you wish for? Please, I ask and I will grant whatever boon to you. So devotees, hear what Janak asks for. He said, my Lord, grant to me something that when I worship it, I'll be worshiping you indirectly. So Shiv Baba, what he did? Suniko Shiva Dinha Dhanusha Puni Kahi Baat Samujhai Ho Rama Kahi Baat Samujhai Puja Bhaiya Ko Neem Kare Mila Hai Bhagavat Ayasiya Pati Ram Chandra Ji ki jai sharanam. यहाँ बात सुनकर भगवान शंकर एक धनुष को दे समझाकर कहा कि hearing this, Lord Shiva manifested a bow. Right? कहा कि इसका को विनय पूर्वक पूजन करते हैं. जनक, take this bow home, worship it with faith, belief, love and devotion as if it's a murti there. तब तुमको को भगवान यहाँ को आकर मिलेगा है. And devotees, it will bring you very, very close with me in this manner. Janak took the bow. But there's something which is said that where this bow will be placed then, that what will happen is that you will not be able to lift it so easily. यहाँ सुन राजा जनक प्रसन्न होकर उस धनुष नित्य नियम के को पूजन करते हैं. Janak brought the bow home. Probably built a nice place for it and so on, you know, and every day he will do puja. And doing puja to that bow just as if you're doing puja on the bedi. एक दिन सीता के सेवा निकट जाकर केलकी को ही धनुष को उठा लिया है. Now if you grow up in an orthodox home or whatever is around in the environment and they are teaching you, it will become part of you. So if you grow up in a home where there's a mandir, right, you will learn to take care of the mandir. You know, you had a bathe, you had to clean yourself, go and clean out the temple, margin the lota, this, that, pick flowers, all these things and so on. Just as coming to the temple and being part of the temple, you know, certain activities take place, you get to learn it. So Sita, as a little child, she will go and clean out the place and so on. And normally, so whilst doing that, Janak happened to be passing. And when Janak passed by, you know what he saw? Sita take up the bow, wipe the place below and put it on back. So he was struck with utter astonishment. How could this child lift up this massive bow of Shankar Bhagavan? And dear Janak devotees, या शिव को चाप पड़ता है, जान की देकर बड़ा आश्रय हुआ है, उस संन्याह कठिन प्राण किया कि होता है. And dear devotees, he made a vow at that point. जो कोई को यहाँ शिव जी का धनुष चढ़ाकर वही मेरा कन्या की पावेगा. Only that individual who could lift this bow, string this bow, and break this bow will be the only one to marry my daughter Sita. That is why he made the vow. Now, when the fellows give the word on something, right? They ain't going back on it, you know. Raghukula riti sadachali ai prana jai varvachanan jai. Dasrat died than to go back on his word. They will not go back on their word. And so, devotees, it so happened, Sita had reached the age of marriage. Now, what we have to understand, in that era, they used to marry as kanya, young children. That is not recommended at this time. In fact, the law of the land, you had to be 18 years and over. All right? So, devotees, Sita had reached the point where marriage should take place. And the scriptures tell you, Puran, if you have a daughter at your home and she's unmarried, you're committing sin. That daughter should be sent off to start her life in this respect. Now, there are question marks over that in this time too, but according to the scriptures. So that's why you see long ago, as soon as certainly look for somebody fast and marry you. They used to do that a long time. You know, that again is a different question mark with it. So devotees, what happened? Dashrath Janak was worried. How can my Sita get married when nobody could lift this bow, string this bow, and break this bow? So Janak decided to organize a Swayambar. What is a Swayambar? A contest where he'll invite princes or suitors from across the globe. They will come and vie for the hand of Sita by devotees trying to lift this bow, string this bow, and break this bow. You know what happened? Hearing of this contest, princes, handsome fellas that have come there, right? Not only them come, you know. Banasura Ravan chali aaye. Banasur came there, Ravan came there, all of them to vie for the hand of Sita. And all what they are trying, devotees, they could not lift that bow. Much less, they said, a mustard seed difference, they couldn't even shake the bow. Sita had lifted it, why below in place and put it back. And so devotees, they all were left in defeat. Now remember, Ram and Lakshman, you see, this is the beauty of the Ram Lila. All these scenes are portrayed in the Ram Lila. Ram and Lakshman had gone to help Vishwamitra protect his young. And Vishwamitra invited them to this bow sacrifice. So when they went there, devotees, when everybody failed, Vishwamitra gave Sri Ram permission. And as the Lord went there, whilst everybody was looking, nobody saw. When the Lord grabbed that bow, lifted it, strung it, and broke it. Ayodhya Pati Ramachandra ki. And so Sri Ram devotees won the hand of Sita. Sita, who is Jagta Janani Mata, same Durga Devi on this earth. Letter was sent to Dashrath. Prepare Bharat and come wedding had to take place. And so devotees, big Bharat left how you call it, Ayodhya Puri. Right? Jinake Shambhu Bharati Ai. Lord Shiva was in that wedding too. And the wedding took place, devotees, there, with all pomp and gaiety, just as, you know, at Javier Janvas took place. They had a wedding Pirha, right? They went around the fire, they had a Sindur Dan, all these things and so on, Kanya Dan, all these things and so long time ago. And not only that, The other brothers get hooked up to, eh? Lakshman got married to one there. What was her name? Urmila. Bharat got married to another cousin of Sita. What was her name? Come on, all the Ramlila boys. What was her name? Huh? Who? Madhavi. And Shatrughan got married to another one called Shruti Kirti. That's right, with his 4 sons and daughters-in-law. He felt fully accomplished. Heading back to Janakpur, Ayodhya Puri, King Dasharatha could not really accomplish life. He thought of giving Shri Ram the throne. And this is where the trouble comes. Devotees, when Dasharatha made that, get permission to coronate Sri Ram as king from his guru, Vashish, everybody was happy, you know. But the Devatas had an emergency meeting in the heaven with Lord Brahma. Brahmadev, how could you let Dasharatha coronate Ram at this time? Shri Ram has to go in the forest. He had to meet all the sages in the forest. Right? He had to cut, Lakshman had to cut off Surpanka nose. Lakshman will fast for 12 years. He had to kill Meghnad. All these things had to accomplish. And when Ram returns to Ayodhya, then he will sit on the throne. What we going to do here? Plans already made. You see, Ram Leela, or this Ramayan devotees, did not happen by guess or coincidence. It was planned in the heavens. The earth was the stage where the act was carried out. And that is where now you see everything has fallen in place. He had 2 boons reserved, which he asked Dasharatha, let my son be the king, Bharat, and Ram be exiled for 14 years. In the forest, on the 5th day of Ram Leela, they went to a place devotees called Panchavati. And their devotees, Surpanka came. Lakshman cut off her nose. And what happened? Before that happened, in Panchavati, Shri Ram told Sita, he said, Sita, listen something here. You're going to change the course of your action now. You have to interfere with the unclean. So I don't want this pure form of yours to be contaminated. Right? You will reserve this pure form and take a substitute form to play this part. Okay? So what happened, devotees? Yes, after that. So when Surpanka devotees went to Ravan, Shri Ram had killed Kardushan and Tisra and 14,000 soldiers. That morning, Shri Ram told Lakshman, go and get some fruits. And they told Sita, this pure form was not become contaminated. Now Sita knew that she has to do this part. Why? One time there was a great sage called Kushadhwaj. He was very versed in the recitation of the Vedas. And whilst reciting the Vedas, through the power of the words of the Vedas, a girl child appeared. And having come from the words of the voice of the Vedas, Kushadhwaj called her Vedavati. She grew up to be very, very serious and penance and austerity, right, to the Supreme Being. And one day, she was in the forest roaming around. Ravan was passing with his aerial car when he saw her, and lustful in nature, he landed the car. And he called upon her to propose to her to be his queen. She refused. And Ravan, devotees with all determination, he grabbed her hand. And when he grabbed her hand, he felt her hand as sharp as the edge of a sword. And he had to let go. And she looked at him in anger and said to him, "O Ravan, by the very touch of you to my body, you have made me unclean. I will not exist any longer. I will give up this body. But I will return. And when I return, I will be the cause of your destruction and your entire race of demons you rule over." And through the power of yoga again, she gave up that body. So this is where she is coming back now to play this part, to bring the destruction of Ravan and his entire lineage. So Shri Ram called upon her that day. And what he said, Sita Devi, Suno, Hariyam. Sunako Priya Avrata Ruchira Shushila. कय कचोरा बाला लेत नर लीला जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम
जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
लक्ष्मण खूँ राम लक्ष्मण खूँ यह अमर मन जाना जो कछो चरित रचेऊ भगवाना जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय जय श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम
जिस समय लक्ष्मण जी को वन में कंद फूल में को फल को लेने के ही होता है लक्ष्मण is gone to gather fruits and roots and so on. जानकी जी बोले प्रभु राम से जानकी कृपा सुख वृंद को करे को आश्रय यहाँ की अब को मनोरथ को सिद्ध किया की चाहती है ओ माय डियर पति व्रता धर्म पालन को शील की होता है यू आर वेरी चास्ट यू आर वेरी लॉयल यू आर प्योर एंड डिवोटेड टू मी सुनो हम कुछ ललित मनुष्य की लीला को करना विरह को आदि है you have to perform this leela now. What does the word leela mean? Sportive activities. And so jab tak ko by the sacharo ko nash karu hai, by which I will bring an end to the race of the Rakshasas. Tab tak agni ko nivas karo ki hota hai. Hence, I don't want this pure form of yours to be contaminated. I want you to go and stay with my father, Agni Devata. Who is Agni Devata? The fire god. So how does the fire god come the father of Shri Ram? On Saturday, we'll read that katha. When King Dashrath could not have had sons, he was advised to perform a putrishti yagya. So he called upon a specialist, his son-in-law Sringi Rishi, who will perform this yagya that you could specifically beget boy children. Agni Dev appeared from the fire as a holy Brahmana with a bowl of kheer. Gave it to Dashrath to distribute amongst his queens, and they will bring forth children. In this respect here, Agni is considered as the father of Shri Ram. He came through Agni Devata. Go and stay in the fire. Let his pure form remain there, and emerge a form exactly like it, but not it. Those who follow the Ram Lila on the 5th day presentation, the scene is portrayed where Sita enters the fire. The pure form stays there, and a substitute form emerges, looking like her, feeling like her, behaving like her, everything like her, but not her. What you call an original substitute, Rishi. Right? Now when Lakshman came back, devotees, जब रघुनाथ जी को लक्ष्मण डिवोटीज भी भेद को नहीं को जानता है. Lakshman did not notice if it's a different Sita or the same one. It's the same Sita. Right? The same Sita. And they followed on, moving on now. Aage chale bahuri raghurai. Shri Ram will walk in front. Sita devotees will be behind Shri Ram. And Lakshman is going to follow on. And so the trio devotees now, Surpanka devotees went to Ravan, painted a different story. Ravan went devotees to marriage. He said, here's something, Mamu. You have to turn this golden deer, you know. Marriage tell him, he said, King Ravan, no. He said, that man you're talking about, he shot me with a headless arrow and sent me 800 miles down here. Marriage tana sadhu, you know. Ravan said, if you do turn the deer, I'm going to kill you right now. So marriage thought, if I turn the deer, this sinner going to kill me. Better turn the deer, Ram will shoot me and I will get moksha. And so coming to Panchavati devotees, this was how Ravan devotees took a disguise as a sage. And whilst the deer lured Shri Ram into the forest and Lakshman, Ravan kidnapped her and brought her. This is the Leela. Ravan did not abduct Sita Devi. It was the Maya. Pratibib means the substitute of it. Bringing her to Lankapuri. Bhagwan performed devotees some feats there. Bridged that ocean. Going across to Lanka. Ravan's eyes could have followed his forehead when he had to bridge the ocean, you know. And evidence of that bridge is still there today. NASA scientists have picked up satellite pictures of that bridge. It is destroyed and submerged about 6 meters underwater, but it's there, it's evidence. Just like Ram Janambhumi Temple. Ravan will not heed to advice of Madhuredi, Vibhishan, and this one and that one and so on, until he sent devotees, Angad as an emissary of peace. God put some sense in this man's head. Tell him, send back Sita and we'll forget the war. Ravan will not heed. The issue was to attack Lanka. And that day when they attack Lanka, they break down the 4 gates, you know. Pawan Putra Mahavir Swami devotees. He brought this mountain, you know, from the Himalayas. When Lakshman got shot with the medicinal herb, there is evidence of that mountain was brought there in Lanka. Soil from the mountain fell in 5 different places. They have tested the composition of the soil. It is the same as where it came from, Doragiri and the Himalayas. The plants growing in those 5 areas of a very high medicinal value. Where Sita stayed in the Ashok Gardens of Ravan, that is still identified today. What is it about the film? That, Ram Setu. There's a film called Ram Setu. Where you get it? All over, right? Look for that film. Ram Setu. They went out to prove that that bridge was not natural, but man-made in this respect. Because they wanted to destroy it. And you will see evidence. Ravan was an aeronautical engineer. A lot of transportation took place from Lanka to outside through the air, you know, air traffic in this manner. The bridge was also used to cross and so on. And all this happened, devotees there in Lanka. And when Ravan was killed, devotees, what happened? Shri Ram called Lakshman. He said, Lakshman, prepare fire. Lakshman said, why, brother? He said, Sita has to go through the acid test to see she's pure or not. Lakshman got very angry. Hey, Sita has been ever pure to us. Why do you have to put her through that? But Lakshman was not there when she went into the fire. Do you know where she took that, where that fire was, and she took that vow to enter the fire in Lanka? That place is still there. But there is the, how you call it, a Buddhist temple on the spot. Right? I had the privilege to reach there, devotees, and see. So what I'm telling you is not a Nancy story. It's there. Evidence is there of it. So devotees, when Shri Ram looked at Lakshman, serious. Lakshman prepared the fire. And he tells Sita, all these monkeys, bears, gorillas, all of them fight a war for a lady. First time they seen her, you know. Only Hanuman saw her before. So Sita clasped her hands, devotees. And as she looked on the fire, what happened? She spoke to Agni Devta. What she said? Jobana krama vachama baurmahi. Jobana krama vachama urmahi. Tajira gumira anagati nayi. Tav Krishno sabagati jani. Moha kaha. Sita clasped her hands. अग्निदेव मान वचन कर्म से को मैं हृदय को रघुनाथ छोड़ को दूसरा को गति की नोटा है. If I've always been chaste in fidelity and loyalty and my heart has always been occupied by Shri Ram, तो हे अग्निदेव ओ फायर गॉड तुम सबके हृदय के वास करते ही मुझे खंड चंदनम के समान को शीतल हो जाता है. That अग्निदेव be as cool as the chandan piece on my body. And so devotees, revering her Lord's feet, what happened? She enters the fire. And as she enters the fire, devotees, that fire became cool as the chandan paste. Maithala Janki Prabhu ke samran karke hai, taken the Lord's name and imprinted his feet on her heart. Agni pravesh gayi, Agni turan, chandan ke saman sheetal ho gayi hai. The fire was cool as the chandan paste on her body. And so devotees, that substitute form now is consumed into the fire. And the real original form is going to emerge. Who came out there? Taba anala bhusura rupa kara gayi ki satya sri sruti vidita ja jimi chira sagar indira ramaji samarpi aniso. राम पाम विभाग राजते रुचिर अति शोभा भले नवनील नीरज निगत मानव कनक पंकज की कली. तब को अग्नि देवता को ब्राह्मण रूप बताकर को साक्षात सीता जो है. The fire god Agni Devata appeared as a holy Brahmana and escorting from out of the fire साक्षात सीता with Sita, जो वेद विधि सत्य रूप की होता है, whom the Vedas fail to qualify and refers to her as the ultimate truth. सो रघुनाथ जी को ऐसा सौंपदी की क्षीर सागर के लक लाकर लक्ष्मी भगवान सौंपदी थी होता है. Who was no other than very same Lakshmi massaging the feet of Mahavishnu Bhagavan in that pitya. That is the Sita that he is escorting outside there. इसी प्रकार में ही रघुनाथ बार कटियन मनोहर शोभायमान विराज धरती की होता है. Having appeared from their devotees and joined in with Shri Ram, इसी प्रकार को नीले को कमलों के निकट को सोने के कमल से कई की होता है. How beautiful did they look together. Now these monkeys and them now devotees, seeing Ram and Sita now, Vishnu and Lakshmi standing there, their eyes glued upon them. They have fought this war for this lady, and first time they really get a good look at her true form. What they did? Shri Janaki Sameta Prabhu Shobha Amita Apar Ho Rama Shobha Amita Apar Dekhat Harshe Bhalu Kapi Jai Raghupati Sukha Sagasiya Pati Ramachandra Ji ki Jai Sharanam. श्री जानकी को समीर को प्रभु का अपरिमित को पार शोभा थी. यहाँ देकर ऋष बानर को प्रसन्न हो बोले कि सुखदायक सागर राम जी को जय हो, राम जी की जय हो. With Sita and Ram united their devotees, they all shouted, बोलो सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय, बोलो सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय, बोलो सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय. How beautiful the Lord, together with our Shakti, look devotees in this human body. Now what happened? Returning to Ayodhya Puri, ruling Ayodhya, a remark was made, And a remark was made, devotees, which, that how is it? One was referring to another, the Dhobi, the washerman. He said, you think I like Sri Ram? His wife stayed in Lanka for so long and he takes she back? And that news reached back Sri Ram. And as a righteous king, devotees, with his people coming first, this is where he sent Sita in the ashram of Valmiki. Yes, she been pregnant, she brought forth the twins, Lau and Kush, right? And stayed in that ashram. They grew up in the, how you call it, the hermitage of Valmiki. When the boys come and sing Ramayana, you would hear everybody's eyes were marveled, you know, Lau and Kush, right? All these kathas, you see, Ramayana is in English too. All these, you have them on these DVDs and so on. You can look at them. It's so beautiful, right? Ravana Sagar. Until devotees, Sita came, her mission was accomplished, which was to bring an end to Ravan and his issue. When the time came that she figured that mission is accomplished, look what she did. She called upon Dharti Mata, Mother Earth. Hari Om. तव धरनी माता सुनीली जय निज में थौर मोही अब दी जय निज में थौर मोही अब दी जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जब सीता गिरा उचारे जब सीता से गिरा उचारे बिदरी भूमि शब्द भाभारे बिदरी भूमि शब्द भाभारे जय जय सीता जय जय सीता जय श्री राम रघुपति राघव राजा राम जय राम श्री राम
जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम
जय राम जय
Here devotees, realizing his mission had come to an end, she called upon Mother Earth. Right? So, hey Dharti Mata, oh my dear mother, suniye, listen. मुझको आपको अपने को रहने लिए स्थान को दीजिए है. My mission is accomplished in this world, time to leave. इसी प्रकार जब जानकी के यहाँ वचन सुनकर, hearing the words of Janki, कि शब्द हुआ और पृथ्वी को फट गई कि होता है. A loud sound was heard where the earth opened, devotees, and something emerged from out of that earth once more. What was it? Tamete ati shubha shubra suhayo niramal singhasana pragat payo pragat thayo Rama Jai Rama Shri Ram O Shri Ram Jai
Rama Jai Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Rama
Paako sar par he kari dharana bayathi pasudha जगतारण जय जय सीता जय जगदम्बिका जय जय सीता जय जय जम्बिका जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम ओ श्री राम open. शिव बाबा से पार्वती, उसमें से पराक्रमन और निर्भर एक सिंहासन प्रकट हुआ है. A throne appeared from the earth once more. जिसमें को सहस्त्र मुख के शेष आदि सर को धारण करती होता है. Like Shesha with 1,000 heads devotees. सब जगत में तारने वाले पृथ्वी देवी उस पर शरीर को धारण करके बैठे की होता है. And sitting on that throne was again Mother Earth devotees. ये devotees उसके जान की तुरंत गोरी में लाकर, come my daughter to my lap once more. Your mission has now been accomplished. Sita stepped onto that throne once more in the arms of her mother. सावधान कार को आशीष दी है as धरती keep blessing her again and again. हे पुत्री, O my daughter, तुरंत बड़े को दुख सहती है. In this avatar manifestation of yours, you have suffered immensely. अब हमारे को लोक में चल का सुख भोग की होता है. Mission accomplished, time to leave this world. इसी प्रकार से and saints so devotees in the heavenly sphere above, celestials had assembled in the aerial cars, looking down at this phenomena. Seeing devotees, the divine goddess Durga in the form of Adi Shakti Sita. Mission accomplished, is about to leave. Jati tamanida singhasana Sadarsiya charhai Ayo alo papatan kaha Mahima kimi kahi ayasya Ati Ramchandra ji ki jai sharanam. भूदेवी मरिजटिंग सिंहासन ऊपर को आदर पूर्वक सिंहासन की चढ़ाया की होता है. Down into the earth once more, when this throne devotees with Mother Earth sitting there with Sita Devi upon her lap, यहाँ सिंहासन पताल की लोप हो गई है. And as it went down into the earth closed back as if nothing had happened. वहाँ महिमा कैसे कही की जाए? How much can we talk about this great phenomena? Words cannot describe it, devotees. Tulsidas tries his best. Lord Shiva is best too. It's only with bhakti and that love for the feet of Prabhu in this katha, you could really feel it, visualize it, image it, and imagine it. Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Devi Mata ki jai. You see, devotees, Sita was not ordinary. She's the same Durga, who is the same Lakshmi, who is the same Saraswati, who is the same Parvati, and the same Sati, and the same Gauri, and all the others. It is she who came, devotees, as in that projection of Goddess Lakshmi, the consort of Bhagavan Vishnu, to again assist her Lord in accomplishing his mission. That is the Adi Shakti, or the creative energy, that even the divinities needed to back them in order to accomplish their mission. See? So this period, devotees, is in the Navratri or Navratram period as it's called. Saturday coming will be Ram Janam, when Bhagwan Vishnu will manifest. So Sita came before Shri Ram. Okay? She came upon this earth, waiting for the Lord to come now, that they'll begin to carry out this mission of this avatar manifestation. And why does the Lord come again? Yada yada hi dharmasya galani bharati bharata. Whenever this earth is troubled, evil is on increase, man is declining against the pathway of dharma. The devatas, the brahmanas, the good people, the cows are suffering. The Lord does manifest, alleviating the earth of the troubles and problem, and reinstating the pathway of dharma. And so you have 24 avatars of Bhagavan Vishnu, 14 seventh, you have 10 main ones. And the last main was Bhagavan Krishna himself. Right? Buddha you had coming after. And projected devotees is yet to come, as we read in Bhagavad, Kalki avatar, when that time will reach. So devotees, may the blessings of Devi Mata be upon us once more. Bhagavan Vishnu Shri Ram. As devotees, we take a dip in the Shri Ram Charitramana, showing that even the Ramayan devotees has a greatness of Devi Mata. All scriptures will project that greatness. Prem se boliye Ad Shakti Devi Mata ki jai. So as we stop here tonight, we'll continue next Thursday with Garud Puran Katha. Let me take this opportunity to thank Pritam Samuel this evening for offering himself in Asruta for devotion. And we want to thank Mr. Kasi devotees who contributed the parasat tonight and prepared by himself and Bodhi and others. Kashi has now gone in the 78th line, 78 years, and Kash? Right? You're looking good for the age. Bhagwan, blessings to you. Selfless in Nitya and ardent member of this mandir. May the Lord bless you, guide you, protect you, and bless you with the greatest wealth, which is health. Okay? Tonight, our bhojan is contributed by Mrs. Dina Bidesi. We express devotees' thanks to her also. I think she's here. In her absence, if we say express thanks to her. And those again who involved in preparing prasad and so on, and the meals, thanks very much. Next week also, we'll have others for next week, Thursday. So let us remember on Saturday morning, we'll start puja around 9 for the latest. We'll have puja by the Bedi. We'll have Ramayan Katha reading. And nearing 12 midday, by Pragata Kripala Dina Dayala, when the Lord appeared on earth, we will come by the Palna, which is the hammock here, where we enact that event that took place since the age of Treta Yuga. This custom our forefathers brought when they came here. Right? Mr. Geeta Singh, she will be Shrota on Saturday. That's so nice, as the birthday is also that day. So we do look forward to you. It's a daylight activity. It's a Saturday. So I think you are frightened that you can't come out in the night and it's a daylight. Right? All activities should cease by about 1 o'clock for the latest. All right? Depends. You can bring your prasad and so on to come and offer to Bhagwan Vishnu in the form of that baby Shri Ram. We make offerings. So Prem se boliye Shri Ayodhya Pati Ramachandra ki jai. Ada Shakti Jagadambe Mata ki jai. So as customary, let us stand at this time as we join in Arti. We glorify Bhagwan Shri Ram Charitramanas. We ask our devotee who they did puja, Pritam, to commence the Arti. Yani kani cha papani janamantara gretani ta tani tani vinashanti pradakshina paripahi. Hari Om. Arati Sri Ramayana ji ki kirati kalita lalita siyapi ki.
Arati Shri Ramayana ji ki kirati kalita lalita siyapi ki.
Oh, Arati Sri Ramayana ji ki.
Arati Shri Ramayana ji ki kirati kalita lalita siyapi ki.
Dawat Brahma Dek Muni Narad Baladi Ki
Jnana Vishal
Oh Sukh Sandakati Sheshaya Dusharat Sukh Sandakati
Sheshaya Dusharat
Parani Pavan Sutta
Kirati
Ki Arati Shri Ramayana ji ki
Kirati Kalita Lalita Siyapi ki.
Oh Arati Sri Ramayana ji ki.
Arati Shri Ramayana ji ki Kirati Kalita Lalita Siyapi ki.
Santat Gavat Shambhu Bhavani
और घत शंभु मुनि विज्ञानी
Vyas व्यास आदि कवि पुंगव बखानी व्यास
आदि कवि पुंगव बखानी
काकभूषण दिगरुर की आरती
श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित श्री की
आरती
श्री रामायण जी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित श्री
चार वेद पुराण अष्टदश तन मन धन सन तन की सर्वस तन मन अंश समत सबही की आरती
श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित श्री
ओ आरती
श्री रामायण जी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित श्री
कालीमाला हरनि विषय रस फीकी
शुद्ध श्रृंगार मोती युवती की
हर निरोग भव मोरियमी की हर निरोग भव मोरियमी की तात मत सब विधि तुलसी की आरती श्री राम
रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित श्री की
आरती
श्री रामायण जी की
आरती
श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित श्री
ओ
कीर्ति कलित ललित श्री
ओ
कीर्ति कलित ललित श्री
जय दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती जय जगदम्बे मां
जय दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती जय जगदम्बिका
जय दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती काली जगमाता
जय दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती काली जगमाता
ओ काली जगमाता ओ काली जगमाता काली जगमाता
काली जगमाता
जय दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती
काली
काली
जगमाता जय दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती काली जगमाता जय दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती काली जगमाता जय दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती काली
जगमाता बोलो जगदम्बे माता की जय महाराणा पुरुषोत्तम प्रभु रामचंद्र की जय We humble ourselves in prayerful submission, giving thanks to Prabhu once more for this moments of togetherness that we have had once more in this holy environment of Satsangh and Bhagwan Shankara's Mandir. Hari Om Katha Visarjan ho tuhai सुनो वीर हनुमान राम लखन सिय जानकी करो हृदय में वास ओम शांताकारं
भुजगशयनं
पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं योगी विद्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णु भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम् ॐ त्वमेव माता
शपिता त्वमेव
बन्धो
सखा
त्वमेव विद्याद्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम् प्रेम से बोलिए श्री मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम अयोध्यापति रामचंद्र की जय, सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, गुरु रामानंद स्वामी की जय, बोलो श्री आदिशक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, प्रेम से सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय, सर्वदेवी सर्वदेवता की जय, साधु गुरु के दंडवत जय 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 सीताराम। आपकी आसन लीजिए, प्लीज टेक योर सीट्स, बी रिमाइंडेड आफ्टर रिसीविंग आरती प्रसाद भोजन इज प्रिपेयर्ड। Somebody. Kamalam Bali Hari Mai Jai Guru. Pitam, komong so.